What's your priority, shaving miles or shaving time? Let's discuss. Alright, so a couple of weeks ago we posted a video about how I am shaving miles on Lyft. Lyft gives those estimated and actual mile totals, so I'm actually able to see how much miles I am shaving based on their estimated amount. I shaved just over 17 miles off of the 403 miles that Lyft estimated that I would drive. That's about 5% of the miles, and that adds up. If I drove 25,000 miles, that would be 1,000 miles. That's like 3 tanks of gas or $120 since I pay about $40 to fill up my tank. And I should have clarified something in the video. 9 times out of 10, I am not shaving miles at the expense of time. I am just taking a shorter route. I'm shaving the miles, but the time is about the same. Sure, those 1 out of 10 times, I'm shortening the route and maybe adding a minute or two, but it's not substantial. I'm shaving miles that are not necessary. Sometimes one or the other, either Google Maps or the driver apps will show me a route and I'll see that it's taking me a roundabout way or a way that's not necessary. It's adding mileage. And I should have also clarified that I use them in tandem. I reference them both. So I reference Google Maps and I reference the driver apps. I look at them separately. I'll go back and forth between the two at the very beginning of the route and I'll look at the route overviews. I'll see what those route overviews look like, and if I see that I can probably take a shortcut at some point, I will take that route. And this shaving miles does not take much effort. Referencing both Google Maps and the driver apps and seeing what the shortest route is very simple. And mileage is within our control. We can choose the routes, but time is much more out of our control. Like I said in the video, who knows how long a passenger is going to make you wait? You have no control over that. Sure, you could cancel on that passenger, but then you have to restart the entire process again of accepting a ride and navigating to the next passenger. So of course I will try and shave time whenever I can, but that's much more out of my control. Mileage is something that I can actually control. Also, there were some comments from some of you saying that when you shortened your rides on Uber, they were reducing your upfront fares. If that is happening and the destination address has not changed, that is total bullshit and you should dispute those. Just because we drivers are driving more efficiently compared to your estimated route, that should not be taken away from us. If that's the case, then we need to go back to time and distance rates and get paid for our actual time and actual distance. Otherwise, as long as upfront fares are here, that should never happen. Now, in terms of shaving time when you're actually driving, it might make sense for you to do that, and this is very market dependent. Here in Minneapolis and St. Paul, our traffic is not nearly like traffic in the larger markets like New York, LA, Chicago, and in those markets, time is much more valuable to you because you could take a longer route that could shave your trip by 15-20 minutes sometimes. That would make sense, but you have to remember, yeah, you might be knocking off time, but those miles are costing you. That's extra wear and tear on your vehicle. You're paying for those miles. And one commenter said they didn't really care about adding mileage because those miles are tax deductible. Absolutely, they're tax deductible, but those miles still cost you money. You're paying more in gas and wear and tear in the long run. So yes, it can be beneficial from a business standpoint in certain larger markets to shave time instead of mileage. My market of Minneapolis and St. Paul isn't like that. Yes, we get traffic here. We will have traffic, especially during the rush hour periods, but not nearly like LA or New York. So 9 times out of 10 here, from a business perspective, it's most beneficial to take a shorter route versus a longer route, but there will be times where I will take a longer route in order to shorten the ride maybe 5-10 minutes. That will happen occasionally if traffic is crazy. It all comes down to personal preference, what you're willing to sacrifice. Are you willing to sacrifice mileage to add a little bit of time, or are you willing to sacrifice time to add a little bit of mileage? And here in Minneapolis and St. Paul, I'm not sacrificing either. I'm shaving miles, and in the process, I'm probably shaving a little bit of time as well. And again, we cannot control those wait times. That adds time to the estimated time if passengers are going to make us wait longer. And those of you in the larger markets, if you're adding mileage in order to shave time 10-15 minutes, that can make business sense as well. But what are your guys' thoughts? What markets do you drive in, and what do you choose to do in your market? Do you choose to save time or mileage? Have you looked into your numbers in detail, and have you figured out how much you're shaving of either time or mileage? If you've yet to download the Solo app to help you manage your rideshare business and earn more, our referral link is in the description. We also have a free newsletter, and the link to sign up for that is in the description as well. If you've yet to watch my previous video on comparing my upfront fares and earnings on Lyft and Uber, be sure to check that one out. Thanks again for watching, and drive safe. Thanks.